special guest for this week's show, Karson Hobbs, who was formerly a South Carolina commit, grew up a big Fighting Irish fan, and Notre Dame flipped him from the Gamecocks last fall. Karson, I like the hat, man.
Look
Looks
at that.
good on you. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you guys?
We
Doing
are
great.
good. We are good. So let me ask you, you got your Notre Dame official visit this upcoming weekend.
For sure.
Do you pack? Like, how much do you bring? I mean, you bring a big suitcase. Like,
Oh, yeah.
how does that work?
We bring a suitcase. I'm still packing polo, pants, khakis, polo shirts. I got to find me some nice dress shoes to wear for the dinners. I've been packing all day.
Yeah, I'm curious because how much going into the official visit? Okay, so you're locked in. You're 100% committed. There's no like, hey, if I'm Coach Freeman, I don't have to think. I need to make sure Karson Hobbs is locked in.
Right.
Like this is just a fun trip for you to hang out with the coaches, hang out with your bros, recruit some of the commits. So for you going into it, are you just thinking like, man, what are we doing? Like, I need to make sure I got all the outfits ready to go. Like,
Yeah.
what's your mindset going in the official visit?
I was just like, I'm trying to make sure that it is the best possible experience I could ever have, honestly. And not only that, but also trying to get some more commits coming up this weekend. So, I mean, I've been packing, I've been getting my stuff ready, but in reality, it's really not just an official visit for me, but it's a big recruiting weekend. So I'm trying to focus on the other players and see what guys we can get landed. I heard you guys talking about we need some more safeties. And, they got another kid coming from, I think, Texas. We got to try to get him, right? We got a couple guys coming in that, it's not only about me no more. I'm going to have a great time no matter what, regardless. But we got to get some more guys on board.
Yeah. So CJ Carr committed to Notre Dame. He was the third commit at the time. And now, if you look, he's those two first guys decommitted. So now it's like CJ's kind of the first commit. You got the quarterback face, the super high ranking, CJ Carr, kind of this outward face of the class. But I think people are sleeping on Karson Hobbs as another face of the class.
Right.
I mean, a handsome young man, very active on social media. I mean, the video with you and your teammate who's committed to Michigan, you guys kind of
Me and Jordan
going back and forth. That was fantastic. Tell me about your role recruiting for Notre Dame, because I don't like. I think people kind of, and guys like me will talk about CJ, but we don't give you enough credit. How often are you recruiting? What does that look like?
I try to do it as much as possible. Try to be the biggest face, regardless of rankings. A baller is always going to be a baller, and that's the mentality I have. I don't really, focus on what goes on social media. I know my game, and I know what I can produce at any level. And I feel like, I know what CJ and all of them can produce at any level too. That's why we're all going to the same place, and we're all, I would say, elite athletes. So being able to, help out as much as I can, just, another voice from anybody, it don't matter whether it be a coach or a parent, will always stick to somebody. Some things in life, people just don't forget what you said. So some of the times and the connections and bonds you make with a lot of these recruits and players, I feel like just in general, that leads to building relationships, and that helps us get more commits. So the more comfortable people feel with you and your teammates, the faster you can beat all the other schools out to get them committed.
Karson Hobbs, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You're a very smart man, but I kind of personally, selfishly, I hope you get into communications and you take my job one day. You're very good in front of the camera. Do you think about media after football? What do you want to do after football?
I would definitely like to call games after football. Come back, call Notre Dame games. I want to do something crazy like that. But I think I have the voice. I mean, a lot of people have told me that so far, but I'm still working on it. I'm young. I got plenty of time to decide, but I think I'll definitely have to do something with communications.
Tim, do you have something you want to ask?
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to Karson, and I'm like, can you tell Coach Freeman, because Freeman's an Ohio guy, you're an Ohio guy, can you take that energy and give the guys a quick little speech before the Buckeye game?
Oh, of course.
That got me happy. I'm listening to you. I was like, man, this guy's ready to roll, man. It's awesome. Speaking of that real quick, are you going to that game, or are you guys playing? Okay, gotcha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at your schedule. I pulled up last year's. I didn't find this year's schedule for Moeller. So I was like, yeah, is Hobbs going to be able to go to that one? So.
Oh, yeah, I'll be there. First row.
Love
I'm excited.
Well, my question is I'm a huge fan of Cincinnati Catholic League. And I just want to hear you just talk about, because it's big time football. Notre Dame's had tons of guys come out of Cincinnati Catholics, and obviously go NFL, and Moeller's had a long line of greats that have gone to Notre Dame and played. So I just wanted to hear you talk about it. I think it's one of the 5 best leagues in the entire country of football, producing players, competition, all that. I just wanted to hear you talk about how that's prepared you for Notre Dame.
Not only has it prepared me, but I think it's kind of showed, all of the country, the kind of athletes we produce. It's year after year you see in the GCL, whether it's been the 2018 state championship LaSalle team or the 2019 LaSalle team, or even like the teams from Elder and X. Like, I mean, we're producing guys year after year. And even though we're in Ohio, I still believe that the talent that they produce in Florida and Georgia, if we were able to play year round, I to be honest, I think we'd be better than all of them. And we can still compete with them, being able to only play in, the fall, not being able to do 7-on-7s. But the GCL in general, I can go out of state and tell people I go to Cincinnati Moeller and everybody will be understood and recognize where I go. So when I started doing that, I realized like, wow, this is a blessing to have, because not only am I recognized in Cincinnati, but I'm recognized everywhere I go.
All right, you know what I think would be fun? Oh, I'm guessing you know what this is, Karson.
Oh, yeah.
Does this look familiar to you?
Yeah, it looks
I
pretty
don't
familiar.
remember what we said about you when you committed and we did a video talking about it. But Karson, why don't you break down your film? What is Notre Dame getting in Karson Hobbs?
Well, see right here, that's a little ball hog play, ain't nothing too much. But I think, you line me up against 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. I'm going to lock them down at all times. And I think that's one of my best attributes. And I found that out, after my sophomore year was my first year playing. Like this guy right here, Anthony Brown, #1 receiver in the state of Ohio. Me and him on that island, I was at nickel for the first time of the season. And we just got to go make plays. So I think like that, I'm going to be able to do that for the Irish year in and year out. So I just hope that, early on I get to show my attributes and show my skills and my speed of how good I can play man-to-man coverage and press.
Tim, what do you see on his tape?
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he committed, the first thing we talked about is how tall is this guy? It's like he just looks.
Karson, can you answer?
Yeah,
about 6'1.5", 6'1".
Yeah, because you play like you're 6'4" out there. So no, I remember when you committed how excited your film was. Obviously the press and just once again, I'm a big fan of where guys come from and where you're coming from, Cincinnati Moeller, and just the entire region that's great football. It's guys that know how to show up, do the work, 6 a.m. workouts, 5:30 a.m. workouts.
Even today.
Exactly. That's what you do. You watch film extra. You doing it at night after watching homework, doing your homework and things of that nature. It's built into you. And I think those things matter when you go to a big program like Notre Dame. It's what to do for each and every single day for your next 4 years.
Right.
So in my line of work, Karson, you hear certain stories about recruits, and I'm like, yeah, that guy is going to be a fan favorite at Notre Dame. For you, I 100% feel like that. A big part because of your story,
right?
Growing up a diehard Notre Dame fan, even had the early South Carolina commitment. But I mean, Notre Dame flipping a player from the SEC. Who's a
It
Notre
was
Dame?
within 6 hours too. I think that was huge. I didn't give any other school a chance. I'd have said I called South Carolina, said I'm decommitting. Within the next 5 minutes, I committed to Notre Dame, but I didn't post it till the next day. But this was a 10-minute process.
I remember when you committed, because there's a lot of commitments that a player on June 1st tweets out, hey, I'm going to be committing in a week from now, and I'm going to have a big announcement. And then Karson Hobbs is like, no, it's like 8 in the morning or something. So
9, it was like 9:15.
I didn't appreciate that. But I'm kidding. I mean, you just couldn't wait. You just couldn't wait to commit. Like, you just like, man, I can't sit on this.
When you talk to a guy like Chad Bowden, it's kind of hard not to. I mean, it's like he fires you up in general, but then I think coming from being a fan, I didn't want to wait on longer. I wanted to get it over and I wanted to get it done now. I could have waited for 24/7 to be able to go live on there or on something, but I said, you know what? I don't even want to go through all that. I just want to commit. I'm excited.
All right, we had a comment from Wicked Bronco Productions. He says, what part of seeing or what part of seeing what Freeman did with Benjamin Morrison as a true freshman mean for your decision? I know when you had committed, I think it was right after the Clemson game, actually,
Yeah,
when Ben Morrison, I had what, a pick or two picks in that
2 picks.
game, I want to say, including the pick six. And have you met Ben Morrison?
Yes, I have. And not only seeing that, but that was another huge reason. Seeing how well and how, progressively they, I guess, have grown to be able to play their freshmen on the field and then teach them just the game that quick. Ben Morrison came in as a summer enrollee and ended up starting the last, 8, 9 games of the year. And, being a freshman all American with 6 picks. He had an incredible season. And when I see stuff like that, it's like, okay, that's a school you want to play for. A school that gives young guys a shot, doesn't make you always wait your turn, put the best players on the field at all times. And then it was kind of a motivation thing to go in there and try to be the next Ben Morrison. Like, all respect to him. He's a great player, and I could not see him being anything lower than a first-round draft pick.
So, Karson, you had a great junior season. What are your goals for senior season, right? Recruitment's out of the way. You know where you're going. You get to focus on senior season without any distractions of recruiting. What do you really want to get accomplished? And from a team perspective and personal perspective.
So I'll start with my team. I would love to get a state championship, and it's going to be hard. But I think if we have a lot of young talent. We lost, I would say, majority of our team that were seniors, and I think last year we had a really, really good shot at doing it, but we didn't get the job done, obviously. So I still got one more year to go out there and prove myself with my team, and hopefully we can get it done. My personal goals is I don't want to let up one catch in man-to-man coverage, 15 pass breakups, 3 picks, 0 touchdowns, let up in zone, nothing. But I don't want one catch level in man-to-man coverage. If they catch like a little zone cover 3 curl, it's cool. I'll come make the tackle. But in man-to-man coverage, not one catch.
I like it. I got 2 more things. Then Tim, if you have anything for Karson, I'm curious. How much would you say your life has changed since you committed to Notre Dame? You could take this anywhere you want it, but
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thoughts on that?
Tremendously. So even the, livelihood, I would say, as being a kid, I feel like just the standard of Notre Dame, once you commit, it kind of puts an impression on you as what kind of character you would like to be. And I kind of found myself when I committed more, okay, this is what I want to do in my life. And I don't want to really focus on no outside distractions. So I cut off hanging with my friends on the weekends, and I really started taking the time to focus on my grades, which I managed to make first honors, second honors back to back after committing. So it was an eye opener of really, you can forget all the partying stuff now. I know what I'm here to do, and I know why I committed to Notre Dame. Smaller school on campus, has great academics, will set you up for the rest of your life with a degree, but let you play at the best level of college football possible. So that was kind of my goal, and I want to implement that before I go, so I don't go in there shocked, right? I'm practicing these habits now. Just getting my homework turned in on time, getting to practice early, being a leader on and off the field, and then I feel like, having them traits, that's something people can't take away from you. So being able to use those as a high school kid and have the people around me see what type of person I am as more of a role model, not just a guy that everybody wants to go out with and be with. Like, nah, I'm here for business and I'm here to get work done. So I feel like after all that was said and done, it was really probably the greatest decision I made in my life.
This is an impressive young man. Just last thing from me, Karson. You got the official visit this weekend. You mentioned like you guys are still doing all this practicing right now. What does the rest of the summer look like for you? Like, what are you up to until the start of your senior year?
I'm grinding. I'm training 3 days a week, and then we got football 5 days a week. 7-on-7 season's coming up. But after the official, oh no, I'm taking a trip to the Dominican Republic June 1st to June 7th, going to Punta Cana. So we're taking a little family vacation with our football break. I'm gonna try to get back on campus definitely, some other time this summer. But other than that, it's really just a grind, prepare for my senior season, help the younger guys out and work with them so we can obviously try to reach this goal for the 4th chance we get to reach the state championship, even though we didn't get it done the last 3 times. I feel like, hey, I said it last year, this is going to be the year. So we got to keep the mentality right. And other than that, just staying focused and focusing on football and grades.
Tim, do you have anything for him?
Yeah, real quick. I mean, I just love listening. I mean, I love hearing you talk, Karson. I'm really, really excited for you. And I'm a firm believer in, we talk about college and all those things, but you're going to sit back and you're going to talk about your high school memories probably more than anything, because high school something about high school football is awesome. You know,
Right.
I can still talk to my buddies, and you got the most, you know, one of the most unique relationships for the rest of your life with that guy going to Michigan. So you're going to have so much fun smack talking the bets that are going to be coming down the road with you and Marshall. So
Yep.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I wish you well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got
All
it.
right, Karson, you're the man. I appreciate you. Go get back to packing. Tell your pops I said what's up. I mean, I'm sure Daniel's watching anyway. So
He is probably.
What's up, Daniel? Yeah, Karson, I appreciate you, man. I'm sure we'll catch up after the visit.
All right, sounds good. Have a great show. You guys be safe.
Have a great weekend.
All right, peace.
I mean, he's seriously awesome. The YouTube chat is loving him as well. John says, love this kid. Naptown, kid super impressive. Yes. You can tell Carson's very punctual and very well spoken. Man, Karson sounds like a future coach.
Seriously.
This guy's super impressive. Nice work. Am I getting him on the show?